well, it's so laborious, you know, with this thing 30 offers and having to reject all of those and fax it all back and call them all back. It's just interesting because I want you and Jerry to talk, because Jerry was going, I think it's totally fine for you to say, look, you're going to have to do better than that to even be considered, and say all that kind of stuff to push people up. So it was kind of almost the opposite of what you were saying. And so I'm just kind of curious where it all shakes out, you know, because from my perspective, I don't know. What you tell me, what he tells me, you know, I don't have any, you know, experience to evaluate what's technically right, or it's just a matter of style, or... Sometimes it's a matter of style and how you conduct your business. I mean, I am going to tell you what I have read from CAR and I mean, I don't want to say Jerry's wrong or I am right.
No, I'm not trying to really say that.
But you could verbally, you cannot, you know, technically you're not supposed to be telling these things. The property is asking $559. That's what you're offering in the open market. So if somebody writes you an offer of $549, suppose that nobody, after the $510, nobody writes you an offer. How could you tell the one for $510, don't even, how dare you writing for $510? The seller's not going to listen to one for $510. How do you know? Of course, after the fact, now we can see, oh, we could have told everybody that was below the asking price, don't even bother. But what about if nothing comes in over the asking price, right? So that's why you let them write the offers, and as a courtesy, you answer back. How would you like listing agents to treat your offers?
What is your bottom price? And then in the bottom part where it says agent comments, can you say, well, sellers will definitely entertain offers between like a certain price range to a certain price?
See, you might be killing yourself because you're also telling them that the seller's bottom price, so to speak.
Or maybe like
because then they will never come up to full price. They will just come up to your lowest price. See, that's the reason that you become into that point.
But I see that a lot on comments remark, and also the way of how we negotiate. You know how acquisition we have the right offer, and we ask them, what are your sellers trying to accommodate as far as what numbers is concerned, and then we lowball that. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing as negotiation.
Yes and yes, but when you are doing an acquisition, you're acting as not an agent of somebody.
Yes.
You are acting as yourself, as the buyer.
But then you hear it from agents that they tell you, oh, this is the last.
Agent is not supposed to. That's a violation of their agency
Even
agreement.
they remark on the MLS, they see that a lot. They entertain offers from this X amount of dollars to X amount of dollars.
Well, there are companies that do that, but they are doing value range.
Well, it seems retarded to me.
Which seems retarded to me, because why would I pay you more than what your minimum is going to be? Not only that, I would even write you an offer below that, okay? And if I'm the only one that is writing you $10 below your, are you going to reject me?
And if I want to offer you $10,000 more than your top, will you reject it? I mean, you know.
Because some agents like to talk on the phone, find out all information before they do it.
I know, but an agent is not supposed to talk in the phone. Real estate, every negotiation has to be in writing.
Technically,
Ethically, whatever you want to do it, okay? And if I agree with the price with you, verbally, and then when you send me the offer, and I don't sign it, am I bound by what I said? No, see? But you said you were going to take that. I could say Mass, and I'm not the Pope either, you know?
So if it's not in writing.
So if it's not in writing, it's not valid, okay? So that's that.
How about sometimes doing like buy sellers off and you execute documents?
You can't do that. That's illegal.
Even if you like give verbal over the phone.
If you put per phone conversation, that's not a proper either. It's not appropriate. You're better off saying, you know, not even put it. You can even send a better. I spoke with my client and he would consider this.
No, but yeah.
You know, communicate that in writing. It doesn't hold water. The same thing is, you as an agent cannot be the attorney in fact of someone. Why not?
Huh?
I mean, could we get limited power of the attorney to?
The issue is no, because you do have a conflict of interest. Because you are earning a commission, and so you could be accused, and this is where it gets all, you know, agent can be accused, even though after they give you the power, somebody comes up and says, well, I never authorized you to say that on my behalf.
Yeah, I mean, just for instance, you know, like that one Cornwell thing, if I would have got a limited power of attorney to execute the documents, knowing that he could give a rat's what happened and move to Texas, I couldn't, at the last minute, the biggest problem, he disappeared and I couldn't execute the documents. But he's out of the state, it doesn't matter to him one way or the other.
Well, why didn't you, it's like you said, well, why didn't you get the grant deed from him and you become the owner, and then you deal as the owner?
It would have been better.
Yeah.
He should have just deeded the property.
Deed the property to you and you deal with the back then.
Yeah, but the bank still, though, wants to talk to him before accepting the short sale. But I could at least execute all of the myriad of documents.
Yeah, but you, as an agent, as a real estate agent, you cannot get a power of attorney for the client.
But I could have him deed me the property. That would be more legal. Let's just say, look, everything.
No, it's not, because then a kid or a son or a daughter of that seller could come up and say, well, you took advantage of my
I
client.
wanted the foreclosure on my record.
On my name, exactly. I wanted the foreclosure on my name. Okay. There's no black and white in this business. So you guys have to, the same thing, don't be afraid of acting upon and making offers and counter offers. The market has changed today, so I mean, if they're asking this much money, if the buyer wants to offer 10%, 20% of the listed price, it's okay with me, okay? Even though there is a form from CAR that precludes you as an agent to advise them as to what to offer, okay? It's called market data, whatever, that says buyer is the one that have to decide on the price, and
why do you
seller.
have a buyer's agent if they're not going to negotiate a good price for you?
That's how the law is written.
That's interesting.
That is that certain argument for the last 200 years between attorneys and real estate salespeople in the state of California.
But what if the agent representing the buyer says, I've gone through all the properties in the area, and this is the price that they're selling for, and give them a range, whatever. And then
Oh, buyer can say that. Yes. That's what the buyer does. The buyer shows this house, and says, in Alhambra there are houses for $500,000 to $1 million. Well, how much would you like to offer for that beautiful house that you like?
Yeah.
Yes, that's how you do it. That's as much as you can say. But you cannot say, I want you to offer this much money for this house. Legal.
Yeah, I wonder how this agent got his buyer to offer that amount that they did on this house.
I have no idea, and I don't go digging in.
No, I know, but I'm just curious.
He could have said, you know what, if you want this house, pay as much as you think you're gonna buy for this house. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions or about the, I hope that you guys follow the 1, 2, 3 steps and turn in the paperwork on time, so that way we don't have TCs chasing you for paperwork. Don't look at me either. I will not look at you.
I'll
Okay?
scratch on the window.
Please, no. Pay my file, okay? So, thank you for coming today, and
This is very helpful.
I hope that I can help you.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Don't share it with the people that were not here,
Yeah, very not worth it.
okay? Tell them, you go learn yourself.
Oh, but we're the A-team.
We're the producer, no, I'm just kidding.